Chapter 36 Jailbreak. Graham waited, his engine running, on the only road into Cadaqués. The prison truck carrying Bouncer was going to have to come past him if it were to get into the town. The more seconds that went by, the more Graham fretted. "Calm down, Graham," he said to himself. It was barely working. He had become so preoccupied with his own worry that he almost missed the actual truck appearing off to the right. Psyching himself up, Graham waited for the truck to close in on him. "Bouncer, are you ready?" "Yes, Graham, I'm holding tight." "Good, here I come." As the bumper of the German truck appeared, Graham engaged full power and drove flat out into the side of the truck. The transferal, or weight from Graham to the truck, lifted its back left-hand wheel off the ground and shifted the back end of the truck wholly across the road toward the ditch on the other side. As the truck hit the ditch, it had no option but to start to tip over. As the undercarriage of the truck appeared in view, Graham stopped pushing, leaving momentum and gravity to finish the job. Very soon the truck came to a rest and Graham immediately went to work. One of his decidedly un-1940s robotic arms deployed and started to cut the floor open. The steel offered no resistance to the carbide-tipped cutter that spun at 8,000 revolutions per minute. "Come on, Bouncer, slip the shackles and hop in." Bouncer phased his hands just enough to remove them from the shackles that bound him to the side of the truck. His German captors lay all about, unconscious or semi-conscious. The drivers in the front had fared slightly better but were still incapable of offering any resistance. Seconds after the start, Graham was speeding away, Bouncer safely secured in his passenger seat. "You okay?" asked Graham. "Yeah, defo, Graham, that was amazing, totally amazing, they had no idea," replied Bouncer. "Let's hope we maintain the advantage. Are you ready for the next phase?" "Defo, you launch us into the sea. As soon as we submerge, you'll phase and I'll climb on board, then we're away." Graham concentrated for a couple of minutes as he hit the main town headed for the harbor. It had only been a few minutes, really, since he had scoped it out, and he only prayed nothing had come along to block their route. 4 kilometers behind, the head of the German prison guard was coming around. Looking around, he took in the disastrous pile of tortured steel and bodies. The truck was done for, but slowly each of his men were coming to as well. Turning back to Cadaqués, he could see a rooster tail of dust flying into the air. Whomever had freed his prisoner was heading to the town, which meant only one thing: the harbor. "Wake up, all of you! We have lost the prisoner, Schnell!" As he shouted at his commands, a local on a push bike appeared from round the same corner they had themselves. Leveling his pistol, he commandeered the bike and set off after whatever had destroyed his truck. "Are we on course, Graham?" asked Bouncer. "Yeah, I think so. There are a few more people, but I think we can pull it off. You ready?" "Deep breath," smiled Graham as they both flew off the end of the harbor, breaking the surface of the crystal blue sea. Graham immediately started to shift into a submarine. Once complete, Bouncer swam to the open airlock and pulled himself inside, shutting the door behind himself and waiting for the water to be purged. "Woo-hoo, well done, Graham!" shouted Bouncer, punching the air. Graham spoke over the Tana system. "Roger, Bouncer, next stop Gibraltar." The prison guard watched in vain as Graham and Bouncer drove off the end of the harbor wall and into the sea. "What are they hoping to do? Swim?" he thought to himself. "No matter, they can't stay underwater forever."